Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration program for all Pennsylvania students. This is hosted by PACAC. I wanted to go over a few announcements with you before we get started. First, just to let you know, you can ask questions, but you will be able to use the Q&A feature. The chat feature has been turned off. You've also entered with your camera off and your microphone is off as well. There will be a recording of this session that'll be available in about a week's time. So please go back to pacac.org/virtual to get the recording. And lastly, I just want to remind you to sign up for additional sessions at the same website, pacac.org/virtual. And with that, I will pass it on to Lycoming.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to take a second and attempt to share my screen. So everyone, hold on just one second. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Lauren Krause. I work at Lycoming College. I actually have Sarah Etheridge here as well. You'll see that she is kind of muted and her video is off. She's going to be the person facilitating the chat. So throughout the session, if you have any questions, feel free to jump in and kind of address that to Sarah and she'll answer you. And then if there's anything that she thinks would be good for the greater group, she'll definitely stop me and I'll be able to kind of address anything that you all may be asking about. So again, thank you for joining us. I'm going to be talking about Lycoming College today and kind of some of the perks that we have offered here in the various majors and kind of some of the opportunities that our students have. So to begin, I wanted to kind of go over our motto, our slogan, and really what makes Lycoming Lycoming. You'll hear me refer to Lycoming or Lyco throughout this conversation. Students really get to know their school as Lyco. So just kind of pay attention to that if I say it. One of our biggest things that we discuss here is think deeply and act boldly. We offer a 21st century liberal arts education to our students, and a big part of that is thinking beyond what they normally do, being really great with critical thinking, adapting, inventive, and really just not only taking the education that we offer to them while they're here, but really pursuing that throughout their entire career. And we want students to be confident in the knowledge that they gain and be able to really take their education and impact the world around them in their local community and those kind of things, and be, again, just really good citizens within society. We have a little video here. I hope it works. Okay, we're just going to show this real quick. Okay, so Sarah just texted me and said that y'all probably could not hear the video, so I super apologize that you kind of sat there in silence. However, there are some points in the video that I can kind of just summarize on, again, because the video talks about various aspects of the campus. Luckily, visually, you were able to see it. But again, to kind of summarize, one of the biggest things that this video is showing that's on the screen now is the IN Lycoming. A big part of it is taking on your identity here at the college and building your own piece to this world. A lot of our students, and I'll talk about this more, really build the education that they want and desire for a career that they aspire to get. At the end there, our president, Dr. President Chakti, is discussing kind of what makes Lycoming a really big piece of not only the culture that we offer to the Williamsport area, but kind of abroad. And even though we're a small institution, and again, I'll kind of talk about that too, we have a large alumni base and a network that's really been growing over the years and that we're really proud of it. So I'm going to kind of jump ahead. So talking about who we are, we were founded in 1812. We're one of the 50 oldest colleges in the nation. So not only do we have a big impact in the world, but we're rich in history. And we're really proud of that. One of the coolest things I think about our campus is in our Clark Chapel, we actually had Martin Luther King Jr. come and speak. And another big piece of history that we're pretty proud of is President Obama actually spoke at our rec center in the gymnasium. And so that's something else that we're pretty excited about as well. I mentioned that we're small in size. So we do have about 1,200 students on campus any given year, with a breakdown of about 52% female and 48% male. And while, again, we're a small institution, we have large diversity in numbers. We get students from all over the world. We have students from about 15 countries and 32 states. We used to be known more as a regional institution. However, we spent the last several years really expanding our name throughout the country and the world, and we're really proud of that. Another thing that we're really proud of is our dedicated faculty. We do have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and our students are super involved in many aspects of things that our faculty are not only doing in the classroom, but even out in the world. We have about 90 full-time faculty, and they hold the highest degree in their fields. So not only are our faculty dedicated to our students, but they're dedicated to continuing their knowledge within higher education, specifically in their field. And our professors, one of the things I really love is our professors really take ownership on not only being a professor to these students, but really investing their time in being a mentor. So they're supporting these students outside of the class. If you miss the class, just know that your faculty will be reaching out to you because you're a big part of the classroom environment, and it's noticed if you are missed. And so when you get to your senior level courses, our faculty, it could be you and like 3 other people in the classroom. And so they really take that dedication to not only know you as a student, but know you as a person. And the other neat part, and we'll talk about this even more with some of our academic experiences that students have, our students do not have to compete with graduate students in terms of doing research or having lab time. We are an undergraduate institution, so all of the resources and opportunities are specifically to you and your classmates, and you're not competing against somebody, again, like a graduate student. And then you'll see here on the slide as well, we are nationally ranked for various things. And you'll see those kind of listed here. The one that I like to brag about is that we're actually ranked as one of the top institutions to work for. And I think I like to say that, one, because it impacts me, but also if you have faculty and staff that are happy to be working at the institution, it really rolls over into our students' experiences as well. Okay, so in the video, again, I know and apologize that you probably weren't able to hear anything, but you were able to see some of our facilities as it kind of, the drone flew through and saw everything. And so some things I want to point out in the top picture here, you'll see our Craft Gateway Center. That's actually our newest building on campus, and it's its birthday this month. And so it's a year old as of October, so we're really excited about that. One of the things that you can find is my office and Sarah's as well. That's actually where admissions is housed. And so some really neat aspects to this building. My favorite, other than my own personal office, of course, is actually the climbing wall. So on our first floor, we actually have our outdoor leadership office, and that is where our students not only have the opportunity for outdoor leadership and education opportunities such as hiking, kayaking, canoeing, whitewater rafting, etc. But we also have the rock wall, which is kind of a student opportunity job for students as well. Some other nice things is we do have a cafe where students can go and get their coffee, as well as on the second floor, we do have some classroom as well as study rooms. And I'll mention study rooms a couple more times throughout this presentation because in a lot of our growth in our facilities is we've offered study rooms throughout many different buildings. You'll see here we also have our Lynn Science Center. One of the really nice things about this is our planetarium for our astrophysics major. But what's really awesome about the planetarium is not only is that major welcomed into that space, but other classes are as well. For example, if you take an art history class, you might be able to see Picasso's, any one of his paintings up and see that 360 view of the painting, which is really nice. And I know our students love the chairs, so they try and fight for that class. And some other things in the Lynn Science Center, again, is more study rooms. We have different offices for our faculty and our students, as well as teaching labs and computer labs, and opportunities for research in there as well. Another building I'd like to point out is our academic center. We also redid that building in terms of inside, and we were able to offer new and improved classrooms. So all of our classrooms now are equipped with desks and chairs that have wheels on them, and so students are able and faculty are able to adapt the classroom based on their needs, if they need to do group assignments or those kind of things, as well as more study rooms. So if you're running from one class to the next and have like a 30-minute break and not sure what to do, you can always hop into one of those rooms. And you'll see there as well that we've upgraded more technology into our classrooms, being that we, again, are an old institutions, we've had to adapt to the times. And so we are still privileged in the sense that we have ample technology in our rooms for our students. Okay, so we do have multiple majors and minors here for our students. Since we are a liberal arts institution, it gives you a vast opportunity to take several different classes, even outside of your specific major, to really make you a well-rounded critical thinker. And so you'll see here we have about 43 majors on campus as well as 66 minors. And the opportunities that students utilize for those is very diverse. So we have some listed majors here that are really interesting. And I think for me, Sarah and I actually oversee our tour guide program. And so I'm able to kind of talk about specific students. And so, for example, astrophysics, we have one of our tour guides who is involved in that. Actually, we have 2 or 3. But for her in particular, she majors in astrophysics as well as creative writing. And so again, the student's really kind of taking her opportunity in this world to take on both of her loves and make it a major and take it out into her career and whatever she wants to go and endeavor after that. We have several students that'll take education and Spanish as their majors, and they'll do a certification in education. And those are just various opportunities that students have. I've mentioned that some of them have those 2 majors, and that's not against the norm here for our students. So some of them will do double majors, maybe even triple major, or do major and some minors. So you have multiple opportunities here to kind of, again, make your education your own. The other piece to our students, not only are they super involved in the classroom, but 100% of our students are required to complete an enhanced academic experience. And what that really means is opportunities outside of the classroom. That could mean research, study abroad, or even internships. Okay, so I'm going to jump into some of those enhanced academic experiences. You not only saw it here see it here in this picture, but you would have seen it in the video as well. Our students are really literally and figuratively getting their hands dirty in their field. You'll see the students actually in the Susquehanna River right now working through our Clean Water Institute, and I can talk more about that later as well. And so a big piece of what our students do is the learning outside of their classroom. And we know that not only does it give them a chance to build their resume, but also just hone in on the skills that they're getting again in that classroom. And so some ways that our students are able to do that, again, is through internships. We have multiple opportunities for students in terms of internship. One of our programs we actually offer is called our WISE internships. And those internships are actually Williamsport specific area internships offered to our students where they're able to live on campus in the summer. So that's one opportunity, but our students go, again, back home to take internships, and we support all of those nationally and even internationally to kind of get those internships, whatever the student is desiring. Different field work, that's kind of mentioned here. Research is another big one that our students are really involved. Our faculty, again, are still very active in their fields, conducting various research projects over the years. Some of our students have been able to be published with their professors because they've worked a big part of the research that they're conducting. They can be asked to go to conferences and help present the research that they've been working on. Again, all as an undergraduate student is a really big deal and something we're really proud of our faculty to be able to offer to our students. Another great thing that we offer here in terms of enhanced academic experiences is our Global Studies program. We do have what we call May Term here, and May Term is really designed for our students to be able to study abroad without impacting their fall or spring semester. We have various global study opportunities for our students in over 27 different countries. Some of our big ones that I'd like to point on is actually our Warrior Coffee Project. That takes place in the Dominican Republic, and our students go over, not only get to see how we're able to take the coffee beans and bring them back to the United States, as well as the business behind it, but also the field work that takes place over there. And our Warrior Coffee Project is actually the coffee we sell on campus, so unique to Lycoming College, and a really big piece to that. And I know that there's two different Dominican Republic opportunities, one with the Warrior Coffee Project, as well as one for the teaching program as well. And so another great aspect to the enhanced academic experience is that we have a center specifically to not only help you get those internships or look to go to graduate school or travel opportunities, or even help you with applications or preparing for LSAT tests or getting into med schools. You also will be assigned a career advisor, and our career advisors are set up specifically in clusters. And those clusters, again, have those career advisors specialized in all of those areas that students are. So before you even start your classes, you'll be assigned an academic advisor as well as a career advisor, and you meet them the summer before your fall semester to really get your ball rolling in terms of preparing for your career. Okay, so as much as we want our students to be successful in the classroom, we have other fun aspects to college here. And one piece of that is our residential life. About 90% of our students live on campus. We do have a residential campus here. So again, that's why most of our students live on campus and a very small percentage live off. We do have 3 residence halls for our first year students. That is Asbury and Skeeth. Those are co-ed with communal bathrooms, as well as our Wesley Hall, and that is for our affinity housing, which is like specific or specialized housing. And those have single bathrooms and kitchenettes on each wing. There is a kitchen in all of our residence halls, as well as laundry available and trash. And so that's kind of, again, something specific, like helpful for our students. And then another really neat aspect to Lycoming College is we have various upperclassmen housing opportunities for students, one being Rich Hall, which is an all-female hall. We do have Greek housing also, so you can get involved with Greek life if that's something that you're interested in, and I'll talk more about that in our orgs, but actually about 1/3 of our students are involved in Greek life. And so that could be an opportunity for housing for you to live in, or you can be involved and live somewhere else. That's also an option. But again, we are a residential campus, so our students also have the opportunity to live in one of our houses off campus. Again, this is owned by the college. And so our students still get that independent living, having a kitchen, housemates, kind of live without an RA. But you still get the luxury of if your toilet breaks or heat in the winter, it is all provided by the college within your residence life contract. Okay, so I kind of started talking about this. We do have over 80 clubs and organizations on campus, which is all student led and run. Some of those can be diverse in the sense of they're academic related, they could be religious related, they could be service oriented, social justice, Greek life, any type of organization that you desire and is not on campus, you're more than welcome to start it up. Because if you're interested in it, then we know some of our other students would be as well. So again, we have all those different opportunities in terms of clubs and organization. I was just talking to a student today who's in their student government in school, and she was wondering if student government is something she can get involved with at college. And of course, that is something that we have here. So just to kind of talk about some of those different opportunities. I already talked about our outdoor leadership and education office. That's again something else that students can really get involved with. There's lots of opportunities for travel, hiking, and being outdoors. And again, just a really great group to really be involved with. Another piece, and you would have seen it in the video as well, we do have several sports teams here on campus, and we are, just to keep in mind, NCAA Division III. So our students are very active in the classroom, but also active on the field. And so that's also opportunities for students to get involved that way as well. Some unique characteristics here at Lycoming College is we do have a concert series that we have come into our rec center every year in the gymnasium during COVID. Unfortunately, that was canceled last year, and I think will be canceled again this year. And I'm pretty sure that's like the first time a concert's been canceled in almost the history of having those. Some big names that we've actually had on campus is Kesha, Maroon 5, Mac Miller, some really big names that we've really gotten, and really just exciting for our students. And that's really run by our campus event board. And so students not only help pick who comes, but also organizes the event. So if you're someone that's really into live music, this is also an opportunity for you. We also have a campus carnival every year. In the fall semester, we have a fair of campus involvement fair, so students can learn about the clubs and organization. And another nice point to our campus is that we're not far from most cities, so we are able to go to trips to Broadway. Some of our art students will go to different museums in big cities as well. Okay, so jumping into where we are in terms of in the world, we're located in the Williamsport area, so right in central Pennsylvania. I think the top picture there shows a really nice picture of kind of where we're located in Pennsylvania. Some things I personally love about Lycoming College is you get the feel of kind of that city or large town, but you can be 20 minutes outside the city limits and really be kind of in the peace and quiet of any part of rural central Pennsylvania. So you'll see that there's just from our college a 5-minute walk into downtown, where there's lots of mom and pop restaurants, coffee opportunities. There's boutiques. We have art galleries, one being owned by the college to display not only our students' work, but also different artists come in. So that's awesome. You'll see a picture down here. That's actually outside one of my favorite restaurants, which is the Brickyard. And it's just a really cute alley with a bunch of two different restaurants, as well as a little bakery that sells really good cake. And so another nice aspect to where we're located is we are within hours of most major cities, such as New York. So I mentioned the Broadway trips, DC, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Baltimore. Again, and we really kind of capitalize on those opportunities for travel for our students. And some of those trips are actually even free. So the bus trip just kind of gets you there, and then you can spend the day and then come back. And then some other key pieces that I think I touched on with outdoor leadership education office is there's opportunities to go hiking, rock climbing, kayaking. And again, if you don't even get involved with that, but that's just a passion of yours, you can surely, kind of explore the area on your own to find those. And then the last bullet kind of talks about some opportunities for our students, not only for what's around, but even internships. So we do have not only UPMC as an option for our healthcare system for students to utilize, but also in terms of internships, as well as we're very close to Geisinger, which is another large regional healthcare system as well. We also have several local and federal offices, and there's also other options as well for students for internships. So we are able to kind of capitalize that. The other and last big thing about Williamsport, and it's really our claim to fame, is we are the home to the Little League World Series. So if you've ever heard of it, our students, especially like in the business program or marketing, can really get involved and work with ESPN for the couple weeks that Little League is here. It also really brings the city to life in the summer. Okay, so this slide here is kind of just something to touch on generically. So we do have different admissions counselors here at Lycoming College, and we're based off of different regions. So for example, my region is the Philadelphia area. So if you are someone that lives there, you would be working with me. And then Sarah Etheridge, who's also on this with me, she's out in Western Pennsylvania and around Pittsburgh as well. And then we have different admissions counselors for all different parts of the country. And I mentioned how we do have students from 32 different states. We have different counselors that kind of expand out throughout the nation. Okay, so kind of wrapping up here, looking at how and when to apply here to Lycoming College, we kind of have 3 different timelines or tracks for students to apply. Our first track is a binding decision for our students, which is called early decision. If you are able to get all of your application items into us by November 15th, we are able to turn around and give you an answer by December 1st. So some students really like to take this opportunity if we're your first and only choice for college, again, because it's binding. It's really exciting for students to be able to get an answer by December 1st in terms of that. If you're looking for an option that is not binding, we do have what is called early action. This one is a really great option for our students in terms of if you get everything in for your application by December 1st, we'll turn around and give you an answer by December 15th. And it really gives you the whole springtime to sit down with you and your family and kind of compare and contrast and set everything up for your college experience to make sure that this is the best decision for you. So that's a track that a lot of our students like to go, again, because they get an answer really early and they're able to kind of maybe come back onto campus and visit and those kind of things. And then our last kind of timeline that students fall in is our regular decision or our rolling decision option. So that can begin as soon as December 1st all the way to about March 1st when our applications close. And again, so that's an option for our students as well. We do have 2 places where students can apply. Actually, technically we have 3. So we have our common application. There's a lot of different colleges and universities on the Common app. So we will accept students that submit their application that way. We're also on the Coalition app. We're really proud to be part of the Coalition app. Coalition really identifies and works with students for access and success and retention for students. And they've claimed that, Lycoming College is one that they're willing to say that this is something we do for students. So we're really proud. Limited number of colleges and universities are on there. So we're really proud to say that they're willing to hold our application as well. And then we have a third one. We kind of have a homegrown application option as well. And so you can simply type in like apply to Lycoming College in Google, and it'll pull up one of 3 of those options for you to apply. All right, so some things that we're going to need. First and foremost is your application. The second one is a personal essay. Your personal essay is an opportunity and a chance for us to really get to know you as an individual. So we don't have a direct prompt. We're just, again, looking to get to know you better. So anything that you would see in terms of on the Coalition or Common App, or even an application that you've written in, an essay that you're written in school, that would be a great one to turn in. We would need your official high school transcripts. So that's something else that we can help you connect with your guidance counselor to send to us, or go ahead and just kind of send them to us as well. And then the not so fun conversation, especially during COVID-19, is your SAT, ACT scores. We all know that at this time, most students have been really struggling to take their SAT or ACT scores. So something that I want to point out to you all is that we do have a test optional option for our students. And so with that said, if that is a path that you're looking to take, it'd be advised that you talk to your admissions counselor or contact our office in order to really support you in that track, because we we've updated our policy to include COVID-19 just specifically for this year. And then the last thing that we would need is a letter of recommendation. We really prefer this to be a teacher so we can learn who you are in the classroom. A counselor would also work if they're able to kind of write one for you. And then we also accept as many other recommendation letters that you have as well. So if you have a community member who you volunteer with, a coach, anyone else really, someone you babysit for, we'll accept those recommendation letters as well. Okay, so we know that college is not only a big opportunity, but it can be a really big investment for our students. And so the biggest thing that I want to stress to students is FAFSA opened up October 1st. So we encourage all of our students to apply because this will give you the opportunity to learn about any scholarships or grants that are available through the federal government and even state grants as well. And so this gives you a chance to have that access to education as well in terms of that financial assistance. And then another piece that's specific to Lycoming College is 100% of our students receive some form of financial assistance. So what that really means is none of our students pay that sticker price that you see when you look up our college. And so we give money back to our students through merit-based scholarships, and they range anywhere between $18,000 to $30,000. And the reason we're really able to provide that for our students is because we have a really large endowment. And that is what we use in terms to give back to our students in order to help pay for school. We have other opportunities as well for scholarships. We do have some talent-based scholarships. So if you're interested in choir or band, you can try out and get that scholarship. And there's several other scholarships as well. And that's something you can work really closely on with your admissions counselor to kind of determine what those would be for you. We also encourage our students to kind of do some work on their end. We do accept any or all outside scholarships that are available. And so here's a list of some that we really encourage students to go through. It might mean some work on your end, to write an additional essay or those kind of things. But again, any money that you can get in terms of scholarships are ones that you don't have to pay back, which we really, again, encourage our students to kind of take on that opportunity. Some other additional thoughts to financial aid is you will have to apply for FAFSA every year. I think for some students that is a misconception. So you will need to, again, fill out FAFSA every year. And if you're a junior or senior in high school right now, this is just kind of a food for thought. Put it in your back pocket and carry it with you later. But again, just putting that out there. We have a slogan here: work more, save more, borrow less. Again, we really encourage our students to work really hard to find any and all outside scholarships. It just saves you money in the long run. And then if for some reason that there is outside financial assistance that is needed to a student, we always encourage them to reach out to us, even if FAFSA does not demonstrate that in the money that they're giving back to you from the federal government. We really, again, try to work with students to support them. And we know that this year, with everything going on in terms of the pandemic, family situations are going to look very differently. So do not ever hesitate to reach out to your admissions counselor or our financial aid office. And here's some names, really important names. Jim Lakis and his team really work hard again for financial aid for our students. And this is just kind of their contact information here. Okay, so again, final wrap up, some positive stuff here. We are able to invite students onto campus, and we're really proud of that. Not only has a team of faculty staff been able to determine how we can keep our students safe, but because of those measures, we've been able to invite students, prospective students, to come onto campus. So if I said anything tonight that's really interests you, I encourage you to sign up for our November open house. It's November 14th. We do have several safety protocols in place, but again, we're able to offer that to students to come. If November 14th is all booked up for you already, we do have weekday visits as well as Saturday visits. So you're able to schedule any one of those. And so again, if you're interested in us, we really encourage it. We do also have virtual tours. So if you live kind of far away or not comfortable traveling at this time, we do have virtual tours, and you can also set up a virtual conversation with your admissions counselor. So we really encourage that as well. And then this year we also have created a custom view book. So a major, a sport, a club that you're interested in, you can really build your own view book and see what your life would be like here at Lycoming College. Okay, that's all I have. I'm hoping I think we had one person attend this session. So if you have any questions, please pop those into the chat right now. That would be great. Sarah, I know that we also have a form that if you wanted to fill out, that'd be great. If not, I know PACAC will also send us your information so that we can contact you and answer any or all additional questions.
I also wanted to formally introduce myself. So I know Lauren said my name a few times during her presentation, but I am Sarah Etheridge. I'm one of the other counselors at Lycoming, and I work with students that are coming from the western part of Pennsylvania and some of the central PA counties as well. So thank you for joining us tonight.
We also have another PA representative as well. His name's Kevin Hooker. He had unfortunately something that came up tonight that he needed to attend to. So he also, Sarah, where does he's like Central PA, Scranton a little bit. He kind of
yeah, Harrisburg area, and then it kind of splits, and then he kind of has the Scranton northeastern area of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so depending on if you're listening to this recording or the individual that's here now, one of three of us would definitely be involved in kind of reaching out to you and supporting you in this process. But we have a really good team here at Lycoming College. So if you reach out and you're not even sure who to talk to, just go ahead and call our office and we'll definitely get you the answers you're looking for. Sarah, do you have any food for thought on anything you felt like I missed in the presentation?
I do not. I think you covered everything, but I would definitely encourage students that are either just starting or kind of wrapping up their college search to visit schools either in person or virtually even, just to kind of figure out different resources and how they might kind of help you with your next 4 years.
Yeah. That's good advice. Sarah, what's your favorite thing to do in Williamsport?
Oh, well, my favorite thing would be when they have them, the cross-cutter baseball games. My husband's a really big baseball fan, and I'm a big foodie, so I go for the food and he goes for the baseball.
That's awesome. I think for me, it depends on the day, but I really love the river walk. I feel like it's a nice way to still be in town, but kind of feel like you're kind of out of Williamsport, even though you're still in it. And the Susquehanna River is really beautiful. I wish we had more rain this year so we didn't see as many rocks, but I do love the river walk in Williamsport, as well as the food. I'm a foodie too. All right. Well, I don't think we're going to get any questions.
All right, give me one moment here while I queue up the next slide.
Yay.
So I'd like to thank everyone for attending. A few notes before you check out. There is going to be a quick survey for questions that we'd like you to answer about the webinar. Again, please sign up for some more sessions at pacac.org/virtual. And again, a recording will be made available and sent to you later on in the week. I'd like to thank everybody and have a good evening. Bye.